How much?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
80, 100.
It was
80 to 100.
Oh, I thought you said 80, 100.
100 okay now. No, it's 80 to 100. I took a whole 800.
That was my first.
Dean, did you used to own a white van?
No, but I gave out an award this weekend for best lowrider. Like, Jesus.
Thank you for proving my point. Welcome, everybody, to episode 11 of the Lifted, Lowered, and Confused podcast. Today, we've got a special guest. Ryan is with us.
A.K.A. Cousin Lucky.
There you go. So Trent brought up a pretty interesting topic that we thought would be fun to talk about, especially with Ryan, since he's had quite a few cars.
15 to be exact.
15.
That's it?
15.
You've only had 15?
Yes, sir.
That's not as much.
I actually went
nice.
back and checked a while back. But yeah,
Is that how many cars you've had, or how many years older than you are and everybody else here?
No, I actually have owned 15 cars, and I still own 5.
Okay. Nice.
So 5 of those.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump right into it then.
Jump in, man.
How old were you when you built or bought your first custom? First stereo, first rims, first whatever.
First, it'd be stereo. I was a stereo guy before anything else.
Still are.
Yeah, I'm definitely the stereo guy. And then from there, it evolved into I've never built anything other than a stereo, so let's explore that. So my very first car, which was a, yeah,
It's the Alzheimer's kicking in.
it was a 4-door Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme.
Okay. Well, how old were you when you built that?
When I bought it
When
at 15.
15? And you threw a stereo in it right away?
Yeah.
All right. Will, your first one. How old were you?
First custom.
First custom.
Man. First one, I'd say.
By the way, you've had a lot of shit boxes.
I know.
Well, we're going to broach on that as well. That's coming.
I'll run through them.
Yeah, you ran through all the transmissions with neutral bombs too.
We ran through something else too.
Yeah, we did. Anyway,
What?
the first one that I built was probably,
This is going to be embarrassing as hell.
man, it's probably a 93 Eclipse,
No, actually, that's not too embarrassing.
the green one. Yeah.
R.I.P. Paul Walker.
An import? What is
Yeah.
this?
Oh, he used to be an
Are
import
you
guy.
kidding me?
Listen,
Bro,
so back,
barely hits you on the tip wrong.
yeah, the Tiburon, yeah. So as a kid, you know, you build what you can afford, and you build
Yeah, absolutely,
what's at
100%.
you, you know, and at the time everybody was building the imports, so I could afford one, so I gave it a run.
All right. Dean, what about you? First custom that you either bought or built? Probably the first Ranger, right?
I was going to say, you know, I did a lot of custom touches to my F-150, which is still to this day my daily driver. But as far as like custom, I bought.
Well, anything, because we get into some here in a little bit. So I kind of want to lay the foundation for this. So.
I mean, my F-150, you know, I lowered that. I did
Right.
audio to that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, got full custom interior.
Yeah, I did.
rims.
Well,
You
that
still
and that
roll
was
it to this
later
day.
down the road. But I mean, yeah, first things first. I slammed that bitch. I put that on like old police. I used to work at Ford, so I could get like old police cruiser tires that still had like half life.
Right.
And I ran those on the stock 16s, and I slammed it down. I made my own axle flip kit, saved hundreds of dollars and everything. And,
How old were you when you did that?
oh Christ, I was 18.
18?
Slammed that down. Put my first system was 2 10-inch Type E's from Alpine.
Justin, your first build. First anything custom. What was it and how old were you?
Actually, it's probably my Ranger when I just static lowered it.
How old were you when you did that?
Bought it when I was 18. I think we lowered it a year or two in. But I had exhaust and
Is that this current Ranger?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know you had that long, brother.
yeah. I've had it since
Same as my Isuzu, bro.
01.
18.
God damn.
And Ranger people hold on to their stuff.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So mine, I was 17. Was one when I first moved down here. Obviously, you've heard about my debacle with my very first car that lasted 6 hours.
Yeah.
Second car was a 67 LeSabre, and I threw two
I believe it's pronounced La Sabre.
LeSabre.
La Sabre.
So I threw a
dude.
two 15-inch MTX Blue Thunders in the back of it, and I had some janky-ass Walmart lights hooked up to the stereo. So every time the bass would hit, the blue lights would
Yeah.
flash inside of it. So, like I said, 17, 18-ish, right? Since then, question for everybody, have you ever not owned a custom vehicle? Like, has there ever been a time where you didn't have something custom since your first build?
I can't honestly say. Everything I've had and still currently to this day is altered.
Right.
Everything.
I can tell you that I tried, right?
Yes, you did
So it's
for a
funny.
minute.
So it's funny, right? So I had my first car when I turned 16. I bought for myself for my birthday. It was a Camaro. Didn't have it for a month. Got totaled. Whatever. Bought the Eclipse.
You got the Camaro, the black one?
Yeah.
Was that? Oh, that was the one that was in the wreck.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Neutral Bomb Central.
That was Nutribomb, Taco Bell, and just slamming that 6-cylinder and that
All
one
the
tire
way.
fire.
Yes.
And yeah,
Yeah. So I bought the Eclipse after that, and building it as a 16-year-old, making at that time $8 an hour, if that, $6.50 or something, $7. I don't know. It's tough to build anything, and I decided to try to do the smart thing and build my credit, right? So I financed my first car. My pops co-signed for me.
oh yeah,
And I had that Saturn, that SL1, right? And who's going to do anything to a Saturn, right? But me being a dumb 16-year-old.
I remember you talking all kinds of stuff you wanted. You showed me a picture on
Man,
the magazine that had like 600 horsepower Saturn. I said, if you build a 600 horsepower Saturn, I'm going to question our friendship.
So I had parts left over from the Eclipse. I had a one of them fart can exhausts. And me just being an idiot 16-year-old, I said, it's going to happen.
It's going down.
gonna happen.
It's going down.
So I put that on there, and then
Audio.
we started the audio. We did all the mids and highs.
Did we do a 15-inch Rockwood?
It never made it in the car.
Oh yeah, that's right. You bought it.
Never made it in the car. It was a 12-inch.
12-inch.
After the Saturn was
Budget build.
after the Saturn, I built my credit for about a year. It was about 17, almost 18. Bought the Tiburon.
Yeah, that not for nothing. That bitch was like brand new and
Tiburon.
peppy. 6-cylinder.
Yeah,
That thing was peppy as shit.
I did an intake, wheels, full exhaust, and
215.
The panels on that car were just
Bro.
flexing, son.
That shit was. It weighed your back of your car
Yeah.
down like an inch and a
Yeah.
half, 2 inches.
Oh
and it,
man! After that, I realized, man, I'm not an import guy. I don't like it. Just traded that in.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. Bought an F-150.
And is
extended cab.
it like you say imports, but like it was a fucking Hyundai, bro. Like
Yeah, it's still it want to be sports car, tuner stuff.
listen, not for nothing. That thing was, when he got it, it was brand new. It was nice.
It was almost brand new.
It was a new-
It was a year-old lease return. And
Yeah,
I got
it
a
was
good deal on it.
Brand
at the time,
brand
yeah.
fucking new, just the same. And it was peppy. It was a nice car. I was
Yeah.
like, I was so
Sunroof
happy
leaked.
for him, dude.
Sunroof leaked, but other than that, it was a nice car.
Thing always leaked.
But I traded that for the F-150, and I had the big plans for the F-150. Right, you had your F-150.
Oh, yeah.
We were bouncing ideas off each other, bagging
yeah.
it, wheels, all stuff. I ended up doing a stereo in that thing, and then I was in construction at the time. Got laid off. That one got repoed. So then it went into the real heaps. Right, I had a white '85 Cadillac sedan DeVille. That one, the engine blew up before I got a chance to do anything to it. Then I had that black Seville, the slant back that the roof flew off of.
We were so excited about
man.
that bitch, and that
thing.
driving
Oh, man.
along, and all you felt is the car.
I'm driving down the road, and it had one of those synthetic vinyl tops, and the driver's corner would catch air, and it would lift a little. Driving down the road one day, and I just hear thukunk, and I look in the rearview,
Shut
and
the car.
there's the whole top just spinning, and then a big old redneck lifted truck, boom, runs right over the thing. So it's gone. Done. And that thing was leaking oil, so that thing I never did anything to because I sold it relatively quickly because it kept overheating. Then it was bikes. I did custom stuff to my bikes.
I'm depressed. My list is so small. But if you give me a chance to like count all customer vehicles, I got a list of vehicles I've done.
Just stuff we've done. And so this is going to go somewhere here in a little bit. So
After the bikes was the red Cadillac that everybody heard the story about the engine falling out of.
Literally.
Bro, you lost some fucking hoopties back in the day.
But then after that,
bro came up rough.
Yeah.
But he fucking made it work on his own. I gotta give him mad props.
But then after that is when it started going back uphill, right? That's when I bought the Blazer, and I built the Blazer up, right? We bagged it, we painted it.
That was like one of your real first like full custom. That was a full custom,
real good full build, you know. And by that point, I was how old was that? I was probably in my early 20s, 22, 23 maybe. And from there it went to the town cars. I had the white town car that we juiced up. Drunk driver totaled it. Brown car juiced up. Drunk driver totaled it. God, then the Continental, put the wheels and the stereo in it. Sold it.
Sold it immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's the in progress.
Multiple.
Caught 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You know, so
What about the Hopper Regal?
Yeah.
the Hopper Regal was after. Well, I had the Continental.
That was heavy custom and just like the suspension more than anything else. That was just suspension.
Yeah.
Thing was hemorrhaging all types of fluids. You're like, just top them off.
Yeah.
It'd be all right.
Or
You want
not?
to tighten them?
Yeah.
No, they'd be all right.
Yeah.
Now, I've had probably upwards of like 40 cars. Like a ridiculous amount of cars.
Yeah.
Damn.
Lots of cars.
Damn.
So, and I can count on one hand ones that were not customized. And it's just because I only had them for a short time.
Right.
Like
That's me. That's me too.
I had the gray Ghost. It was I want to say an '88 Buick. The fucking Buick, boy. That was literally just wake up, get in it, drive to Waste Management, and drive back from my Zuzu to drive around at night. Traded that in for my. I had a S10. Everybody had an S10 back in the day. And as soon as I got the S10, I found out this little dude was coming into the world. So I promptly traded the S10 for the F-150 because I had F-150 just like...
By this dude, you mean our executive producer, Peyton, over there.
That's the little guy right there. So he's
By
not
the way,
one.
I was going to say, if you were going to ask him, his first custom, he's just going to reach over and point to this shit right here.
Oh, no, his very first car. I mean, he's got the exhaust, the
Okay,
ribs, the
no,
stereo,
never mind. You did it.
air intake.
You're just not allowed to talk. That's all.
Just not today.
What'd I say? Why are you talking?
I will emphasize my first car only had a stereo, and it was actually
Yeah, but none of your shit's nice, okay? All your shit is ridiculous, like with stereos. Like, it's not like you threw a couple 6x9s and an 8 in there.
no. See, that's where I need to explain.
Yeah, you're blowing cars apart.
This was the first one where I was trying to learn stereo, and it had the
There you go.
factory AM FM radio. Didn't have cassette or nothing.
Okay. Goddamn.
And I bought back then. This was when Radio Shack actually had.
You said Radio Shack. Say no more, man. This is,
Bro, I was gonna say, bro. He said AM FM, then he hit it with Radio Shack. I'm like, bro, you're dating yourself. You're dating yourself.
It's all right. I'm the old guy here. I can do that.
you have
I'm
any
the
black
old
and
guy.
white photographs of this vehicle?
I got color ones, not colorized. The actual color.
You got a telegram on this shit.
But I bought this gets awesome. I bought the Radio Shack under dash add-on tape deck.
Woo!
Fancy.
God
and
damn.
wired it strictly to a pair of 6x9s in the rear.
That set him back a whole $36.
So
That's a lot back in 1981.
82 actually.
82? I was close.
So I had the AM FM radio running the front speakers and the CD and the tape deck running the rear speakers. That was my first stereo.
That's cool though, man. You got in it. You got right in that shit though.
And then it went crazy downhill from there.
Yeah. Then the addiction turned in wild. So
So, first car was, we say 18-ish?
First,
Your first custom, 18-ish?
16.
16? And how old are you now?
37.
Okay.
Youngin.
Mine was 17, 18. I'm 44 now. Dean, yours was 16, and you are...
no, mine was
15.
17
Or 17.
17 years old. Yeah,
All right.
I was too focused on skateboarding and shit. So
And you
17,
are, how old now?
37.
Ryan, your first one was
15. I bought it before I actually had my driver's license, and I am now 50.
50. Justin?
Fuck.
18-ish.
Old man.
They're
38.
old, daddy.
Okay. The reason I'm asking
Wait,
this...
how old are you?
38, he said.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. I thought you said 48. I went, whoa, you age well.
The other day I was cruising around and I saw a minivan, right? On the back of this, it was a Honda Odyssey minivan. On the back of the minivan was a bumper sticker that said, I used to be cool. Right? Do you ever foresee yourself stepping out of the lifestyle, out of custom cars? If so, what would it take to get you out of the lifestyle? What life-altering change would make you say, you know what, I can't fuck with cars anymore?
Oh, God, I don't even know how to answer that because my entire life, obviously outside of my family, immediate and distant,
Right?
my entire life is not just built around my business and also the custom shop that I work for. Everything I do is cars. My personal time is cars. My personal time with any socializing with my brothers is cars. I mean, that you're literally asking me if I died at this point,
Right.
what's going to get me out? It's, I mean,
So
short of death, I don't really know.
You don't foresee yourself, as far as you know, you will have a custom car until the day that you exit this
I'm gonna
planet.
probably be on my back welding at 90 years old on cutting something up, an old sled or some shit. I'll die behind a welder, whether I'm building a chopper or a hot rod or a lowrider. I'll probably die under a car, like on some real shit. I don't foresee it any other way, or sitting behind a steering wheel. That's it. I mean,
What about you, Ryan? You see anything?
I will build a custom minivan. Just saying. It'll. So basically, following Dean, yes, I will always have something that I will change somehow, customize. As a bare minimum, it'll have a stereo. But
I don't think anybody in here
Yeah,
can
I-
leave
I-
anything alone.
No, I can't.
yeah,
You can't even leave the
I
cabinets
try.
in your house alone.
I've
try.
tried 3 different ways to figure out how to put a stereo on my motorcycle,
Yeah.
and I wimped out and put headphones in my helmet.
Because of your custom cabinetry with audio and stuff, when you're, the modifications and everything you're doing to your house, it overflows into that. Some of the cabinets and stuff.
For sure.
It's ridiculous. It's like it started off as one thing, which is a passion, and now it's overflowing into your daily life, and it's based off skills you've earned and learned from cars.
Yeah, woodworking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm
And now you have a woodworking shop you're building.
I'm like we've said, I'm 50 years old, and for years until I built my garage, I did all my woodworking.
You didn't
based-
build a garage. You built Garage Mahal, motherfucker.
We'll put pictures up of that.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
You legit
It's smaller than my house.
changed county code forever
You
with
pissed
your
off.
fucking garage.
I've never seen somebody
Don't say I
single-handedly
built a garage.
build.
No. You changed the
Shop.
face of Sarasota County forever.
And that's some real shit. That's within one.
I saw a post online not long ago where a guy was all pissed off because he couldn't get his garage built and they literally
Because
said,
of you.
because they didn't mention me by name, but they literally said, but
You had everything.
because of a particular person who built a garage in the last few years that he has to go back and redo, trying to get his whole garage built.
Did you have everything against you short of like a picket line, or were there? I mean, there were
picket
people
lines.
having like meetings, like county meetings, because of you trying to get the cease and desist on your.
2 days after it was built, 40 people of my neighborhood went to the open forum of the county commissioner meeting to try to get my building torn down 2 days after.
And they
it
went, no.
Didn't your neighbor, like when they poured the slab, your neighbor came over and was like, man, they're going to be built. This is going to look like it'll be a big house.
They said looks like it's gonna be a nice house, but yeah, and I just chuckled and went, "Yep, sure is." So, but before that, I never had a wood shop.
How big is this garage?
It is a 40 by 50 with 16-foot sidewalls with a peak at 20 feet.
When you pull
prob-
into the neighborhood, bro, you see this.
prob- the
Above
prob-
everything.
Bro,
I'll
So
give you a picture.
you're gonna have 10 feet more than me on each side. I'm building a 30 by 50 with 16 foot.
he doesn't
walls.
have a small house, but his
Oh,
house looks like.
mine's 40 by 50. So
Right,
I'm only
you're
10
gonna-
feet one
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Oh, by 50. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 40 by 50 with 16-foot sidewalls, 20-foot peak. The problem is the road in front of my house is the lowest point. So when you stand at the road,
It's fucking.
when you're 6 foot tall, you're
Garage
looking at
Mahal.
the base of the garage,
Yeah.
and then it goes 20
Is
feet
that-
up from there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yo, you got a
it
decent
looks
sized
big.
house, and your shit looks like a shed.
It's still smaller than my house. That's all I'm
But
saying.
it looks like a shed compared to your fucking building.
It's retarded big.
It's nice. I can't wait for mine to get finished.
You're gonna love it.
You slipped it in there. All right, I got you. Bet.
Will,
He's like,
do you ever foresee yourself getting out of the car game?
I don't, man. I don't. And even if I get to the point where I can't really build anything, I think I'll always I don't really have intentions at this point of getting rid of at least this Impala, because I feel like this Impala is going to be a major build with the four of us, and it's something that I think I'm going to cherish for forever. Like, it's even though I'm not really a 64 guy, as you guys know,
You are now.
I am now,
Welcome to the club.
and I will be forever.
in fact, I'm so not a 64 guy. I bought one.
Show these guys.
You come across
So
a
you're
good deal. And
Yeah, you
You're
did.
saying
You
that
did get
Mark 6 pops up and you're not gonna.
I wouldn't get rid of the Impala for it. I might get rid of something else for it, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't get rid of
Maybe
the
Glass
Impala.
House.
I've seen people come and go out of the car scene. Some people that will remain nameless, but within our group, it was all minis, mini trucks, stuff like that. And then they got heavy into like off-road shit. Like they were like into four-wheelers and side-by-sides and everything.
I
And then
still
they kind of
consider that
revisited
custom
back.
though. It's custom, but
It is. It's just, but it was out of that lifestyle.
Yeah.
I've seen several people who have stepped away and then somehow, some way, life sucks them back into the
You
game.
can't, dude.
So.
If you're heavy into that, like what was the old saying? Once a mini trucker, always a mini trucker. Like, dude.
Yeah.
What about you, Justin? You foresee anything tapping out? I mean, obviously you've started a family, all this other stuff, and you're buying more shit and building more shit with them. So
Yeah, no minivans here.
You're just gonna whisper in that microphone. I just want to finish this goddamn Ranger.
And as a matter of fact, I don't foresee myself getting out of it to the point where I won't even let my wife drive anything boring. Right? Like she likes lifted trucks, so I build her lifted trucks, or I buy her lifted trucks. Like
it's
Nothing basic. There's literally nothing basic.
nothing.
I get a lot of side looks from people I work with. Like they're like, you don't look like you work here when you're off work. No, I don't.
No,
Not even a little bit. But
it's amazing what people think of you when you're outside of work fatigue and
Yeah.
everything. It's like, wow, I just didn't picture you like that.
no. So I don't ever. I mean, I've had goddamn too many cars, and
That's a lot.
my dailies, my F-250 is my daily. It's lifted on 20s,
Yeah.
LEDs. We've got a stereo going in it.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking. I was telling Dean and I was telling you when we went to the show on Sunday.
Yeah, we gotta talk about
Yeah,
that.
we'll talk about that in a minute. Like, I'm thinking about getting rid of the town car and getting a more realistic daily, better on gas, something like that. And I'm gonna try real hard to leave it alone if I do.
That's the damn.
You should have kept the Continental.
I should
Listen.
have.
Listen. We're not
That's a
going to
nice
get into
car.
all the reasons that you getting rid of that to, in your mind, save more money and then get back on a car payment.
It's not about saving money. It's about comfort.
See the radio silence? There's a reason
Or
for
was
that.
the
I'm pretty
crickets.
sure we
Those
all
should've been
mentioned
crickets.
that when you were getting rid of it.
I know. I don't listen to people. You know that.
Dummy.
Well, if you think about selling that town car,
Maybe.
What you trying to get?
I don't know yet.
mind your business.
I don't know yet.
Even Ryan's like creeping and he's like,
Let the men talk.
what's he talking?
What, you want it? I'll sell it to you.
I like Lincolns. I do.
I'll sell it.
I've
to
always wanted to build one of those.
you. We can keep it in the family.
Well, if he doesn't take it, we'll have to talk.
Absolutely.
You need an old sled.
Well, for her, she wants to build something else, so she can get a
She got any plans?
mid-90s Lincoln.
She gonna bag the? You guys decided if you're bagging the truck?
Probably not anytime soon.
No.
Gotta just
I got to
use that
finish
as
my
a,
truck, and I got a Blazer in the backyard.
gotta just use that as a daily and have her get some old fucking steel, man.
Yeah.
Old 50s, 60s car.
And then I got to build a garage to put all these things. So
Yeah.
Will knows a guy.
Will and I with the
I was gonna say not for nothing, dude.
yeah,
We're-
I want to do a 40x50 too.
Will's garage, the
big.
minute that the foundation can take weight, is already filled with all
Pretty
of our
much.
shit.
Pretty much.
Me and Dean are gonna be lined up with our cars.
Lined up.
Where you want this one? I got two more coming.
Hayden gonna pull up. Beep beep. What'd it do?
Yeah. Hey,
you're
we'll
gonna
get it done.
you're gonna need one of those drive-on lifts so you can.
I know.
store
So
them.
I'm
I
planning
told
on,
him to do double
I'm planning
deck
on
that.
doing the 2-post, but I'm afraid to do the 2-post and the 4-post just because I'm afraid it's going to eat up too much room.
My opinion stays the same. If you do a 4-post in the corner and literally treat it as tucked away in the corner as just car storage,
It's dead space to me then.
but it's two vehicles in one.
Yeah, but it's
Tucked in
that's-
the
but
corner.
It's dead space. It
You
could
got
be a
dead
working
space in your head.
You got a lift in yours,
Could be
right,
a
Ryan?
working space.
You're putting one in?
I physically have one. It's not. It
assembled yet.
It's not assembled yet. Yeah, that'll be a car night where we can start setting it up.
Did you do 6-inch slabs the whole thing or just a section?
I did not. I did a 4-inch. But when I'm trying to work on a workaway around it, like
To disperse
hard to
the weight or
explain. Yeah,
something?
hard to explain. But I'm also not mounting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because I'm gonna get with somebody I know who can make like the wheel. Have you seen on the wheel kits where you can basically drop the lift on the wheels and then
Yeah.
it lifts up
Yeah.
these things you can move around?
Yeah.
Because they don't make one for that particular lift, so we're gonna build one.
Get to welding, fool.
Trent, you up?
All right.
That's cool.
No. That's probably a good call to say
Yeah,
no
once,
to that one.
once they
I love you and all of
frame
it.
once they frame my slab, we gotta go put some cars next to where they frame it and measure out where we need the strip of 6-inch to be.
Interesting topic. Though, what'd you think of this yourself?
Yeah, literally. I was cruising around the
Okay.
other day and I saw that bumper sticker that said, I used to be cool. And I was like, wonder what, like, obviously they're in a minivan, so kids fucking ruined their day. So.
Yeah.
Some of the minivans are pretty cool, I think.
Got
Especially
fucking
with
600
one.
horsepower now.
well, maybe not that one, but I would get my own version of that sticker if I own a minivan. It says, "Still cool, rolling a minivan," but it'd be custom. But
You've been around a while. You remember the old the white van? It was the full size van, and don't bleep it out. The name of it was Tard Cart. The guy was handicapped.
yeah.
I got pictures of that. I swear to fucking Christ, bro. This was the dude's.
buddy.
This was the dude's. No.
It was a full size Chevy extended van.
The guy was
was
handicapped.
big.
He was in a wheelchair, and that was his license plate, bro. Don't fucking hate me for this dude naming his
Florida,
car
let them have it.
Tard Cart.
Good Lord.
TARDCART. Tard Cart.
He speaks truth.
Oh God!
I
That's like that
got
one
pictures
mi-
of it somewhere. I swear, I'll
That's
pull it up,
bro.
bro.
That's like that. What's that one dude? Yellow blazer. He's a midget, or he's
Anthony.
Oh, man, you can't say that.
Well,
now.
okay, not a midget. Oh, sorry, that's not politically.
Little
It used to be.
person.
What is it?
Short person.
He's
Small
a
person.
Small
Small
person,
person, yeah.
and it says dwarf on across the front of his windshield.
You're not offended, are you, Ryan?
Ryan, stand up for the people and give a bow.
He is standing up.
Oh God, where's his piece? It's over on the table. Cool. Bet. Oh Christ, he's fucking he's right here. He's gonna cap my knee.
Oh man.
You can you can sit down. It's cool.
I didn't see any. Thank you, Peyton.
My thank you, my little buddy there.
I didn't see. I don't think we saw any. Was there any minivans at the show on Sunday?
I don't think so.
I know. I wouldn't put it past those people. They're very confused.
Yep.
Here we go.
I don't think they're confused.
I think they're confused.
Why
would
do you
Why would you say they're
think
confused?
they're confused,
What's,
Will?
Well,
Let's bring this up.
because they gave the wrong trophy to Trent.
No,
To Trent, what is
don't-
per se?
I don't forget. What was the trophy I got?
What was the trophy?
Go ahead and say it. I know
Say
it's going to hurt you a little bit.
It's not going to hurt.
They'll
me.
post a picture of it.
It's not going to hurt.
It'll be right
me
here. I'm going to put a picture of
because-
it right here with the video.
So what they should have done was given you. It's a very award-worthy vehicle. It's very clean. I get it.
You're doing a lot of sugar in right now.
Should have won something, but it should not have won best lowrider.
But I
Car's
did.
not a lowrider.
I did. The guy. What did the guy say? He said, "Hey, don't go anywhere. You got the only lowrider out here."
Because he was
and you get-
confused.
No, he wasn't
He was confused. The judge wasn't confused because the judge, he passed your car because he knew it's not a lowrider. And then the guy said, "Hey, what about best lowrider?" And the guy said, "There wasn't any here."
I don't
And the guy
believe that was
pointed
the
at your Buick and
conversation.
said, "Right there." And then he got on the microphone and said, "Best lowrider goes to that Buick over there."
Oof, that must have been painful for
It
you.
was painful.
I shook my head. They're confused. I mean, I think what they meant was best car that rides low, maybe when it's aired out. That's the way I'm looking at it.
I don't know. Look at the trophy says otherwise. So.
It's in writing. It's actually
etched.
official.
It's etched. in the metal, so.
It's official.
Some people get confused. I understand. Mistakes happen.
It's all good. It's all right.
Some people buy T-shirts, colors on them with teams they don't even watch.
It was
On sports they don't even watch.
the car show was kind of slapped together. It was a last minute. Literally
It was.
woke up that morning, was scrolling through Facebook, and we're in a group, the Port Charlotte car meets or whatever, and somebody posted, "Hey, there's a car show at a flea market in Fort Myers." So I put it on our group chat.
Listen, for a car show that got slapped together that quick, at least they had some judges that were on point.
We got slapped.
Yeah,
I don't know how
They had
fast
some
they got
judges
slapped
that were
together,
on point.
but we saw it last minute.
We got slapped together, so we decided to roll down there. It was all right. It was a good time. It was a long show.
Met some nice guys, you know.
Yeah. I probably got you some money coming in.
Yeah. Try to get you some business.
Oh yeah, man.
They do have some nice. That fucking 48
No,
truck.
some of the pictures you posted were they get some
48
nice
really
cars.
nice. It looked like he's got some kind of air management system on there, so it's all quarter-inch line, real slow. He wants it to be snappy like Trent's.
I pulled in it when I laid the ass end out.
Well, we're just gonna have to convince them that air is not the way to go.
They came flocking.
They did.
Over.
And with the silencers, they don't hear.
When you pulled in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look at it.
They're
Look at the damn thing.
We thought that was on hydraulics. That's on air. How'd you do that? How'd you get it to go so high? Because his shit comes up like this far.
Yeah.
And it's quarter inch, so it's like. And he puts it. And he's like, "How is it so quick? How do you get it so high?"
You're like, "Cause I'm not a little bitch."
So we know a guy. We know a guy. So
yeah,
he was all about
that. He was a nice guy though.
Yeah,
I think he's a Puerto Rican fellow. Nice guy. Had his family out there.
So
nice, man. We might have to convince him if he wants to go snappy. You know, maybe you should do like 6 batteries, a couple pumps, show pumps right on the bed.
No, he's more of an airbag guy. He's a
48.
The 48 truck was bagged. And he
like
had
a teal kind of green color.
What was the car next to it? Was it a
I'm
number?
just playing. We can make it snappy.
Chevelle. He had a Chevelle.
Chevelle, big rims, and he wants to bag that out.
Big
Too.
stereo.
Really? He wants to bag the Chevelle.
He wants to bag everything.
70?
He was in the air about bagging the Chevelle.
He's got several vehicles apparently.
So. Oh, we don't need to be in the air about that. We can solidify that.
There's some old school brown Jeep that won, I think, like
Best of
Jeep.
We can bag that too.
That
Listen, I apologize to all the purists out there. I love cars that are all original factory, 100%, you know, even the rare ones. But if you bring some shit to my shop, I will cut it the fuck up. I don't care. I will cut any vehicle up.
It wasn't stock. It was
It was
lifted up and stuff like
They're
that.
like, oh, this is 1 of 10? That's great. We're going to chop the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Don't care. I used to be against that. It was like all numbers match and stuff like that.
Side note, Peyton might think this is funny. Trent didn't know what the two-step competition
Sure
was.
didn't.
He thought they were going to go out there
thought they were
and
gonna
line
dance.
Bro, you thought they were going to come out there like, like Warren G?
Yeah.
Just hit it with a crit walk?
I did not know what that
All of a
was.
sudden, engines started revving and shit started backfiring.
Did their heads start doing this? Did they start doing that number too?
It does not sound like it's good for the motor.
It is
Bro.
terrible.
Sounds horrendous,
Sounds
but we have, you know, with the shop that I work for and everything, we've done a few turbos and everything. When the guy tests them, when the engine guy, the machinist, engine builder, when he tests them, it's pretty obnoxious. It revs up and then just it's the most god awful sound you ever heard of. But when he takes off, it's like, oh, I get it.
These guys weren't taking off anyway.
No.
There's some.
It's violent.
Hoopties.
Some of the shit's violent.
There's
too.
some hoopties that were raced out.
Yeah.
Love it.
So.
Shit box with $8,000 under the hood. That's cool.
That's generous.
What was that? Yeah. Fucking a Beamer.
So there wasn't a hydraulic bounce.
There was no bounce.
There was no bounce show there.
Was no
Bounce show.
They got excited when they saw Trent and thought he was a real lowrider.
So why would they announce a bounce show if they had nobody on deck to bounce?
They had somebody on deck, and there was some kind of
to my point,
club emergency type thing.
To my point, they were so confused. They called it a bounce.
They just mislabeled the initial show.
Just like the trophy.
English,
I understand.
Hold on now. English wasn't their first language. There may have been a misprint.
Exactly. So they might have misspelled.
They knew exactly what. I promise you, they know. I promise you, they know what lowrider means.
Let me ask you this. Let me just put a pin in it. Gonna come back to it. Gonna ask you this. Is Trent's Buick high or low?
It's low.
That's all I need. Okay. Does it ride?
That's exactly.
Now,
You are literally saying
now,
what I was explaining.
Hold up.
It
Wait
is
a minute.
car.
I wasn't done asking the question.
Rides low.
Wait. Is
like a low rider.
Wait. It's
But
weird how that works, isn't it?
But it's not a low
so
rider.
it's low. Does it ride? Answer the question. Yes or does it ride?
Yeah, I literally just said
it's a yes or
It
no.
is a car.
No. You're
that
not. You're
rides
Nope.
low.
No.
Low rider.
Your brain cell count is low. What I'm asking is the car.
You're just
low.
You're literally just.
Listen.
Change
It's
the two
low.
words.
Does it ride?
There should have been.
Wait.
Listen. There should have been a space between the low and the rider.
Matter fucking fact. Your car's low, right?
Yeah.
Are you a rider?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. That's a low rider. What's up, baby? That is a low rider.
My low rider is lower than yours. Just saying.
God damn.
Just saying.
That's
Possible
still
because you don't have a low rider.
Does that
Not
mean we're
according to
bringing
my
back
trophy.
lower than Will?
almighty. Will's just pissed off because his left front corner on his Lincoln right now is lower than everybody.
That's true.
You got a flat again?
Oh, that's Downsy looking, buddy.
What the hell,
The
bro?
coils are shot.
Coils are shot.
It's irritating.
Yeah. Should make yours a lowrider
Need to juice it already.
like Trent's. Make a lowrider.
Mine will be a real lowrider. Trent's is not a real lowrider.
You think you'd
You know
be
what,
lowrider
Trent's-
style?
Trent's is not a real lowrider. You know what's real though?
More gatekeeping.
That trophy. That trophy reel.
Yeah, that
Real as a motherfucker.
$3.99 made in China.
Don't matter. I wouldn't care if he got that out of the bottom of a Cracker Jack box. He earned it.
It was pretty much
He
that.
did earn it.
was
He
pretty
did earn
much
it. I'm not denying he didn't
It's
earn
a
it.
Jackie trophy, but
We got to do trophies on a budget.
yeah,
But it was a good time.
it was a good time. Yeah. So
I'm really pissed off that I missed that show because God help me if I was there. First off, my boy won something for his car, his gorgeous car. I would have been so proud of him.
Yeah, it all goes back to supporting our boys.
But I would have went like this, yeah, and then I would look at it, yeah. I would have just turned and looked at you with the evil in his face
Bro,
and went, yeah. Just like, what's that say?
The video I had Peyton record me getting the trophy,
He did.
and I came back and Peyton's talking. She's like, "Hey, what's that trophy for?" And I was like, "What?
Damn.
What's it say?"
Like father, like son.
And I looked straight away. I was like, "How does this make you feel?"
Confused.
Surprise, surprise.
It's terrible. Miss Justice was done. It's okay.
Here we go.
No, it was good. It's all good. So
So is there any is there any other part to your
no, that was pretty much it.
pretty much it?
Yeah, just wondering like that bumper sticker really made me sit back and think
Yeah.
So-
What about you? You gonna have something custom forever?
forever,
Forever.
ever.
Ever?
Ever.
There it is.
So I don't ever foresee me getting rid of.
I thought
I
the
mean-
topic was going to be like, when did you drop your first 20K on your vehicle? And you'd be the only one with that conversation because you're damn Zuzu.
Zeus was probably through all the build, and the thing's a piece of shit right now. It's fucking heartbreaking.
I've had more than that in a car.
Yeah. I probably got.
I said first 20K. Not all, not encompassing.
Mine would probably
First.
be the Regal.
I'm probably pushing 80K on the Isuzu, and I sold it for $2,500. That's fucking heartbreaking.
But you bought it back for how much?
$2,500.
Yeah, dog.
You know what's sad? You know
You
what's sad?
pawned it. You pawned your shit, bro.
I did. Fucking got it back busted and broken. So god damn.
But the AC works now.
The,
so-
AC works now.
the Regal was the first car I've probably surpassed 20K,
yeah, you
And I-
easily.
and
Now they're
we
worth
did- and we did-
45.
we did a bunch of work to it. I haven't touched this Impala yet, and I'm nipping at the heels.
You've got a car on top of a car,
got-
just in parts.
You legit ordered an entire Impala
I-
from Hubbard's.
I ordered a little over 10K in parts.
Bro, they clocked you in at
And I
Hubbard.
s-
You are employee of the month for
and
real.
It'd be
And
like the
that's-
first
and
Fast and the
that's-
Furious with F-150 with all the parts.
And I haven't ordered
strapped
We'll
down
throw it in the
bed.
back of
Oh
my
my God.
F-150. We'll
and
throw
I
it in the
haven't
back of my
ordered
F1, baby.
anything to make it a lowrider yet.
It'll be all right. We'll get it good.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be all right. I know it'll be all right. It'll be
Now
great.
the Isuzu, unfortunately, like I built it up the first time I'd had it. When I bought it, it was all red, lowered. I forget what rims were on it. Had a topper on it. Ended up making it a big stereo car because I was hanging out
Okay.
with these guys.
I'm not sorry for being a bad influence.
No, in Nocturnal back in the day,
The
was
worst.
nothing but stereo. So I'm like, fuck it, 612s, here we go. So we did that. The shit's not cheap, and that's another thing. Like stereos nowadays, back then you would spend like 10 grand, and your shit would be kind of loud. If you spend
Dude, shit's affordable now.
half of that
which
now,
makes no sense in this
and
economy.
it's like 3 times as loud, like it's ridiculous. But
and the size of everything,
Yeah.
like the amplifiers and everything, just wildly small now.
literally blew all that shit out. Fucking took the topper off, which I wish I still had that fucking thing. Put a tonneau on it, shaved everything, shaved tail lights, shaved door handles,
That tonneau literally got blown off.
tonneau cover, yeah.
Literally got blown off. And
Did that, and then I got fucking rear-ended or hit somebody. I forget what it was. I had to redo everything, reshaved everything, and then fucking bagged it. Like this is literally going to be the 4th or 5th build for this Isuzu. It's
well, then
been
I
all
bagged it
new
when
sheet.
when the guy bought it and he brought it to me.
We redid the bag.
I redid the bag setup in the rear, so that rightfully should be still okay. But we'll
Yeah.
go through it. We might, but you might decide you want to reinvent the wheel and just go with everything clean and new and
No,
custom.
when we shave it and redo it and put the new Cali combo on there, what color we paint it?
it's going to be a house of color teal.
Nice.
Ooh.
I'm excited to
I've
paint
already
it.
got it picked out.
House of
excited
color
to
teal.
paint
That's a wild color. That's
fun.
going to stand out, man.
It's fucking sexy.
Yeah.
It's going to be
That's
gorgeous.
deep. That shit's
So,
deep.
I've already got the colors picked and everything for it. So
Yeah.
this fucking thing has not had paint on it since 99. It's been in primer since
God damn.
1999. So
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
a hot minute.
That's another thing. Once this garage gets built, I can start painting again.
Oh. That thing's been that Isuzu was in your garage. We called it the Tomb. It was in there for 16 years straight.
Yeah.
Did not move.
Didn't move. And we fired that motherfucker up and drove it onto a trailer with that 16-year-old gas.
Yeah, it really that thing fired right up.
It's a trooper.
That's something that's funny to me is my garage has a wood shop in it. You're gonna have a paint booth in it, eating up probably the same square footage.
No. So my plan is to not put a paint booth in it.
No, that's pretty good.
I've got a bump out on the other side of my house. So my driveway comes up and there's the garage and then it kicks out, and there's just enough room on the side of the garage where I can put like a lean-to and try to enclose that and make a paint booth out of that. So I might try to do that, or if I've got enough room, once they stake it out and frame it, I'll know. But if I've got enough room in between my house and the shop, I might try to do something there.
This will meet all EPA and VOC emissions. Just putting that out there.
Yep. I can paint 3 ounces in the 3 ounce cups at a time, or is it 6 ounces? It might be 6 ounces.
I don't know.
We'll take the time to make it as right as possible, and this thing's gonna spray. It's gonna be a nice booth. It's not gonna be some lean-to
build something good.
pile of shit. It's gonna be nice.
How much money do you have in your bird?
That's a tough subject.
I would say I was north of 40, probably 45 to 50.
And when was that? Back in 90 what?
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Fuck,
Yeah.
that's a lot
That was
of
a
money.
sexy
then,
fucking
dude.
car, though, bro.
That's
I love
twice
that car.
now. That's 100K now.
How much?
Oh yeah, for sure.
80, 100.
80,
It was-
80 to 100. I think.
Oh, I thought you said 80, 100.
100K now. No, it's 80 to 100. That's like a whole 800.
That was my first.
Dean, did you used to own a white van?
No, but I gave out an award this weekend for best lowrider. Like, Jesus.
Thank you for proving my point.
the bird. The bird.
Beautiful.
The bird was my first like full out custom vehicle out of all the vehicles I've owned.
You have to
Breathe,
send,
Will,
drop
breathe,
some
you
pictures
red.
of that thing in
Yeah, it
the
looked like
group
a
chat so we
cherry.
can add it to. We'll put him right here. The
Yeah.
bird.
Yeah, that's the one I went crazy on. That was I bought the car with the intention of putting a big stereo, and it just snowballed from there, and it ended up with, I think it was 30 something body mods.
Everything.
Everything?
Big stereo. For back then, it was all like you said. It was back then.
I'll say this, bro. Your car and my truck were light years ahead of the game back then.
If your shit was the exact same right now, when it was done, or even in primer done, and your shit as it was done, even in today's standards, on some real shit, I'm not blowing smoke. Showstoppers.
Yeah.
For real.
100%.
Straight stoppers for the both of them.
Kind of touching on a previous subject with what you're saying there. I built that car and was so proud of it, and the way
You had to have been.
all my friends and strangers would comment on it, I was like, oh, guarantee I'm going to go get a trophy. So I go to Slamfest, figuring that's one of the biggest shows around here,
Get your feelings hurt.
and I'm going to go in there and just level the playing field, take
Yeah.
all the trophies or whatever, at least get one, right? I go through the judging lanes, I didn't get shit because one, it was a black car, and black cars
At the time, yeah.
judge, like, it's hard to win with a black car. I found out later on. But, like, the crowd and everybody walked by it, like, loved it.
Same thing.
Arguably, that's the most
Same thing with my
important.
Buick.
Your friends
So-
and family, the closest to you, gave you the most ups for that. Like, they're going to tell you if it's shit.
Yeah,
that
but
to me
no.
would have been worth more. I mean, obviously, you wanted some
yeah.
hardware. I would have loved some too, but like, bro, that
That's-
was a bad bitch.
But
man.
that's like previous subject where it was like you guys were talking about, chasing trophies or whatever. It's like that show, I went there with the mentality to chase a trophy,
yeah.
and then went and decided that if it gets like crowd appreciation, because everybody walked by it and stopped and took pictures of it and everything else, and it did get like show coverage,
We'll put a picture up of that too. He's got a picture. He'll take a snap of.
show
and send it.
coverage of like like they were all digital at the time, but like Drop Jaw Mag, Hot Rides Mag, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I remember
got
Hot
show-
Rides Mag. I remember them.
It got show coverage in that respect, but
But
that
it got
was-
a lot of respect from
it got
surrounding people.
Yeah, and it was the whole, to me at that point, it was like I went with the mentality of I build the cars for me, and blood, sweat, and tears to build the car that I want. If people appreciate it, I really don't give a shit how people feel about it as far as a judge with a trophy.
I'm right with you there.
The Buick's the same way, bro. Like at Slamfest this year, I didn't get shit.
Yeah.
I didn't care for shit, but people were coming by. They would stop, dead in their tracks, take pictures. The
Cadillac King.
Cadillac Kings came over,
Bro, 2 or 3 of them dudes came over, were just eyeballing your
and
shit
they
up
were like,
and down.
"This is
Said,
fucking
you build
awesome.
This?
This is gorgeous." You know, the thing is so it fucking what is it? It hops up or it
Yeah,
pops
we thought
up.
this thing was on juice, man.
Like, you know, that means more to me than a fucking little plastic.
For sure.
And they,
trophy,
just
you
to
know?
be clear, they rolled up in some bangers, dude.
Yeah, some nice ass.
And they came over tripping over your shit, literally and figuratively, and we're all about that Buick.
Oh, the show this past weekend too.
Yeah.
Hands down,
The one you won a lowrider trophy.
the one I won the best
one.
lowrider trophy.
Same one.
Yeah.
Same one.
Hands down, my car got the most
100%. 100%.
fucking people were coming over. Hey man, can I video it? And I mean, full
Yeah.
on all around videos, asking
That's
questions.
a long ass video, man. That's
It's
a
a
big
long
car, man.
But I mean, there were people. We were there for fucking what, like 5 hours?
Damn.
5 hours.
You were there for a minute.
There were people around my car for 5 hours straight, bro.
Yeah.
5 like
Fucking A.
nonstop.
And there were a couple,
look at
there
it,
were
you-
a couple of nice cars there.
Yeah.
But
So
for
some of the
sure.
pictures you sent were real nice, but I mean, at the end of the day,
It was a learning experience. Did you know that there is a whole club in Florida with Toyota Camrys?
Yeah.
What do they call themselves? Flow Yoda.
Flow
Yoda.
Yoda.
well,
They
he
had
said,
shirts. and
what's
shit.
interesting is he said it was a learning experience, almost like learning that
I
car's
didn't.
a
car was a lowrider.
I didn't know that there was such a culture for Toyota Camrys.
We passed. So the Camrys are all raced out, right?
Yeah.
The fucking wings and exhaust
Oh,
and
yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah.
We passed them.
They were rolling deep, bro. Like 50 of them.
God damn.
We were in the F-250 towing the Buick, and we passed all the race cars.
They were just cruising.
We didn't realize it, but we were actually racing them. They told us later when they caught up.
Yeah, it was a sight to behold.
There was a gang of
Roll-
bitches.
roll
A gang of
Camrys.
it. Like just
Gaggle.
yeah. Who'd have thunk that a Camry would be that cool?
I mean, back
Not-
in the
not
day,
I.
it wasn't. Now it's ridiculous what they're going for. But I would say, by the way, touching on the T-Bird there, that's got to be a redo. I would imagine we got to kind of find that.
If I could find it, I would buy it back in a heartbeat.
well, not even just that one necessarily.
what'd you
we
do
need
to
to
it?
we need to do.
Then I thought you crushed it. No.
Yeah.
So what was supposed to happen is it was supposed to get crushed. I ran into some family situation where I needed to,
It got put on ice for a hot minute. Too long.
like 2 years. And then I didn't have the heart to step back into it. And the only way I could live with myself, at least that was the thought, was that I was taken to the junkyard and they were supposed to crush it. And then...
So like a toxic relationship. If I can't have it, nobody can have it.
Yeah,
Got
exactly.
it. Bet.
And I took it to the junkyard. They were supposed to crush it. A friend of mine called me up about a week later and said it's sitting out front of the junkyard with a for sale sign on it.
God damn.
And I went, no shit. And so I couldn't do anything about it that day. I went to go back the next day and I was going to buy it back. And it was gone. Someone had bought it. And
It's out and about somewhere possibly.
If it's not wrecked.
It's very rare, or it's very slim to none. But I mean, it could very well be out in somebody's. Somebody could have rebuilt the damn thing.
You see the stories all the time where cars pop up.
Where are they now?
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
I just
to it?
joined a group, the mini trucks. Where are they now? And
Oh,
it's people like,
God.
hey,
It's
this is my
a
truck in
depressing
1996. Anybody seen it?
Bro, it's like a depressing set of groups because I see that in some of the lowrider groups I'm in, and it's just like, what happened? It's usually they're in like tow yards and stuff, and they're all like just clapped.
You still got the rims for that, right?
Oh yeah.
I will never get rid of those rims.
Let's build another one, bro.
We had those rims custom made, did you not?
Yeah, they are Colorado custom rims that I literally,
Didn't offer a size in.
at the time, but back then, like 18s were big.
We're big, yeah.
So,
20s were almost unheard of.
yes. And I had this vision of how I wanted the car look, and that involved Colorado custom, I think they're called Valdez is the brand.
Yeah.
They basically look like a roulette wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful wheel, man.
And they didn't make them in 18s at the time, but they said they would. So I gave them the bolt pattern. They made a set. They shipped them to me, which took 9 months for them to make them. And then I got them. 3 of them were oval.
completely out of round.
They tried.
They were
They
out
tried.
around, and they were the wrong bolt pattern. So I sent
2 for 2.
3 of them back and my spare. So I sent all 4 of them back. Actually, I sent all 4 back, marked which ones were oval, and sent my spare so they could actually, because they couldn't find a car anywhere where they were to make sure they had the right bolt pattern.
Yeah.
So I sent them my spare,
Here, take this.
and then they sent them
Take the
back.
shit.
So the whole process took 9 months, but
Yeah.
and then I got them back, I think 3 months.
Like Trent said, ahead of its time, man.
And then I was rolling those, and those had I had the gold and white stripe.
The Vogues.
Vogues,
Vogues.
yeah.
With the
Vogues.
Mustard,
roulettes.
mustard and mayonnaise, baby.
Yeah, baby.
with
No,
the-
Justin's shaking his head. This back when Vogues were pretty all right still.
Yeah.
I still like Vogues. I'd still.
Dude, if they
I'm-
offered
I'm
those in
gonna
a
make-
13 or 14, I would. Fuck.
If I end
Me
up
and you
getting-
even called. We were calling up Vogue trying to see if they were
yeah.
in production or if they would go into production, and they didn't want anything to do with it.
If I sell this town car, depending on if I get another luxury sedan, throw some Vogues on.
22-inch rose gold wires.
Ooh,
Depends.
baby.
We'll see what I get. We'll see if anything catches my eye.
Kind of like
while
those
we're on
rose
the
gold.
while we're on the topic of the T-Bird, what year to what year is that? What year did you have? How about that?
I had a 77. The body style was 77 to 79.
Okay,
That's
so you had a
nice one.
77 and
Those
77 to 79.
Those make good lowriders.
So
Dude, this was a fucking bad
so
car.
I asked that because now everybody
Root beer brown.
heard it with their own ears.
That's what I wanted to go with. That's not what it went.
What the,
I originally was going to do a root beer brown and it's called an ivory pearlescent from Cadillac. And I was going to call it cookies and cream.
Nice.
The guy basically, my painter at the time said, "Do you have a garage to put in?" I said, "No." And he said, "You don't want to do," because I was going to do House of Colors Candy Root Beer Brown. And he said, "You don't want to touch that because in under a
fade.
year it'll be shot. Your paint job will be done."
Yeah.
And he goes, "What's your favorite color?" And I said, "Black." He goes, "What's your second favorite color?" I said, "Blue." And he goes, "I don't paint bruises." And I went, "This is not going well." You know?
This isn't the conversation I saw happening.
So we did a black base with a burgundy, a red pearl that was patterned on the hood and trunk. And then the whole car was covered in a gold prismatic flake. And what I affectionately refer to the car as subtly extreme. Because most people, especially
right
at
over
night,
it.
saw a black car. But if you're in an intersection and when it crossed over,
Dance.
it would shimmer.
That
it would
color just danced, bro.
And you'd see the red pearl, and it would go and it would flop.
I remember seeing that in your driveway, yo.
Depending upon what angle you look at, it would flop anywhere from black to burnt orange because of that red pearl.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty badass.
Yeah. And it's amazing the technology, like clear coats and UV protectants and stuff. They'll
that's come a
help.
long
They'll
way.
help those candies last.
But-
Candy concentrates though. They'll still sun will destroy those.
Yeah.
So,
The funny
quick
part
though.
about the rims,
Oh,
though,
go ahead.
about the rims is originally I wanted 20s
Right.
because 20s was so new. And Colorado, they were on board. They're like, "We'll do it, sure." I called up Vogue, and they also said, "We don't make 20s. We have to grade whole new tooling, but we'll do it if you want to pay for it." And I
Yeah.
said,
How many pairs?
"What are we talking about?"
Or
And
sets.
they said I had to buy 5 complete sets of rims and tires, or of tires.
Tires.
And I went, but there was no discount price.
Yeah.
So it was, at the time, $900 a set
Oof.
Yeah.
times 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
I
that's
was
a lot of money then, dude.
Right. So I called up everybody I knew. "Hey, you want 20-inch Vogues?" Like, if I figured if I could sell them,
Yeah.
and nobody would bite.
I mean, you
'Cause
listen.
otherwise
You
that-
dug your
that bitch
heels
would've
in.
been on 20s.
You dug your heels in, homie. You tried to make it work.
Yeah.
But hold on a second. So 77 to 79 is your body style.
Yeah, whether it's Thunderbird, Lincoln, or Mercury Cougar is the same. But
So you would be okay with 77 to 79 T-Bird, or are you set like if you ever do it again, you have to have a 77 T-Bird. What are your thoughts on
would
that?
you rebuild that car? Would we do it again? Or you
Well,
wanna
that's
do
what I'm
something
getting.
new?
That's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting to.
I would definitely rebuild that car. It depends because certain things change between
Okay.
77, 78, 79. So like on all 3 of them, it's the same core as far as the body and the frame and all that. But like headlight treatments, window
Okay,
design, taillights are different from year to year.
So preferably you would want a 77
I would
T-Bird
want
then.
the 77 because it had if you pulled up pictures or looked, the taillights,
Justin, go ahead and get on that.
it would
I was
be,
seeing what was for sale.
I appreciate that.
That's why I ask.
I do have an agreement with my wife that I won't build another car till I have all of the cars I currently
Who the
own
hell
running.
said you was going to build it?
Well,
You can obtain it.
Well, you're not. I mean, the thing you showed up tonight, we're not building that.
it will have a stereo.
Oh, stereo. I'm good with that.
It's
But
already on 20s,
we ain't building. No.
but it came that way.
This is the
77.
63. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
motherfucking
Celica,
yes.
the Celica, and the 63 for sure.
We're gonna put some ears out for a 77 bird. You watch.
But it's the taillights. It's the one taillight has a cleaner look versus it looks blocky and crappy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I didn't do a Thunderbird, it would be, I think it's a Mark 7
Yeah,
is
Mark-
the Lincoln.
Mark 7.
Mark 6 or the
Whatever
Mark
that
5.
year, the
Mark
77,
5
79.
so Mark 5
That's his world.
is 70.
I forgot right now.
I think it goes
normally
up. I
have
think
it.
it goes up to 79, but it's the real long one. Then Mark 6 I think is more like the T-Bird, but it's 80 to 83.
It's the same year, 77 to 79. So
Is
it would either be,
So it's a
Mark
Mark.
5.
It's a Mark 5.
so it
then.
would be either the Lincoln or the Thunderbird, but it would have to be the Thunderbird that has the taillights that I like. But other than that, I don't care. But yes, I would love to have either
Well,
that
just
exact car back
Yeah.
to redo, or another one just like it.
or its clone, essentially a 77 Virgin 77 T-bird.
That
Yes.
stuff. You had the rear windows were shaved, right?
We know what to keep
the
an eye
side
out for
windows.
now.
They were called opera windows. Yeah, those were. I removed door handles, all the body molding, front and rear marker lights. The side mirrors were gone. Antenna, gas door, opera windows.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I remember you giving me this
The
list
gas
before.
can was on the fender.
The
Popped
end
open.
cap was plastic, and I had it hinged, so it was hidden behind that.
Yeah.
So
Man,
Didn't you have a set of jumpers or some shit that could plug in?
That's Frank. I think had that.
Was that Frank?
oh no, that was a plan for the opposite
that was a
side. I was going
plan.
to hinge the other side and just have a mounted plug to be able to have like cables
Jumpers
if
and
I
just
needed.
plug it right into your shit.
Nice.
Like that was
Yeah.
one of that was the next up on the list, the hit list. There.
I gotta say, man, I really like the subtly extreme because it really is. The average guy would never notice.
No, and you've got so many mods to that thing.
Yeah, it had
You're gonna have to send pictures to him so he can.
Yeah,
post
I
them.
will. I've got like all the build pictures and stuff.
Oh, that's
Actually, I
it
think I
had
got
a, it had a Honda Civic. It had late '90s Honda Civic bucket seats in it,
Oh wow.
and I put because it had a bench seat factory,
Yeah.
and I put the buckets in it and had 4-point racing harnesses in it to be compliant with seatbelts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd get pulled over all the time because they'd see me driving down the road and not see a seatbelt, and then they'd walk up and I'd literally be like, because they're laying on me,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're black, and I usually had a black shirt on, and then I'd be like, "What are these?" Hey.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
ready
they
to
were like-
race. I'm ready to race at this point.
I'm like, it wasn't fast, but
Yeah.
That's definitely got to.
Car
That's
that
got to come
weighed-
back into your life at some point, bro. We'll
I'd
make it
love
happen.
We had a lot of fun in that car. When Ryan was on, we were in Daytona, and he was on a mission to
Is this
get.
the Lamborghini story?
No, this is a different story.
Ferrari story.
He was
Ferrari
on.
story.
He was on a mission to get a dragging ticket,
Oh god.
and he drug up on the police, and the cop yelled,
Jesus.
"Pull over!" So we pulled over, and that's when I said, "I'm hungry. I'm going to Wendy's. I'll be back after the stop."
I'm
I
hungry.
come back in, and Ryan is fucking livid. I'm like, "Why are you so mad, bro?" He's like, "I got a fucking ticket." I'm like, "You wanted a ticket?" He's like, "Give me a tent ticket, not a dragging ticket."
Damn.
that car was,
Spiteful as hell. He knew what you was after.
that car was ridiculous. So I took out the back seat and put the stereo in it. It had 6 JL12s
God.
in the
damn.
back seat, and because the back window and the back side
In the
windows,
back seat. It was the back seat.
it went floor to ceiling.
Yeah, it was a clammed out. So
Yeah, it was,
Wall.
paint
it
that
was a
shit
wall.
black.
So all the back windows where the box was, I spray painted black so thieves wouldn't see that there was a big ass box in it. And then the side windows were limo. The windshield was limo halfway down, and then
That's because he only needs to see just over.
yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking-
because I'm short, so I only need to see the bottom half.
Need about
so,
3-4 inches.
So I
Give or
limoed
take.
the top half and then
like
left the
your
bottom
sister.
half open.
I hate you.
Yeah, that car was crazy. That was
That's awesome,
definitely.
dude.
I put side pipes on it just because
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, the
they
the
weren't
Lam-
even functional. They were
the
just there.
Lamborghini fucking story. We were out
Ferrari-
cruising.
It was actually a Ferrari.
Ferrari.
but
We were out cruising one night.
Your
and
ass was
I
asleep.
fucking racked out, bro, in the fucking passenger seat.
Shocking. Fucking
612s
shocking.
beating down the street,
I
and
used to
this
sleep in
dude
Frank's
is out.
Frank's Blazer with the 815s. I slipped and all that shit doesn't
Did
matter.
you slip into a coma or did you just slip into a deep sleep?
Yes.
What?
I forget what happened. If the fucking car passed us or some shit, but I woke up right.
If you forget what happened, it was a coma.
He scared the crap out of me because when he woke up, because he's been out for 15 minutes. We're out cruising around.
Clinically dead for 15.
He's like, wake me up when something cool happens. So the car goes by and he hears, wow. So that, I assume, is what woke him up. So I'm sitting there, stereo's about half volume. He wakes up and all of a sudden he goes, was that a Ferrari? And I'm like, wow, like scares the crap out of me because I thought he was asleep. And I'm like, oh, you're awake.
He said, yeah, is that a Ferrari? He goes, yeah. I said, drag up on that motherfucker. So it's at a stoplight, bro. He comes in this fucking. I said, how much that car cost? The guy's like, oh, like 200 grand. I said, does it do this? And Ryan goes, pat, pat, and fucking lifted it up and we pushed off, bro.
This is pre Fast and Furious.
Oh,
Put a sticker on that.
You can afford, pal.
The dude in the passenger seat was climbing over the driver to look at my car laid out. Like, what the hell was that?
What story? Wait, what was the story where you said the fucking floor started getting hot? You're dragging so much, your floor, your carpet and everything started heating up.
So at the time, I wasn't in a club. This was before Nocturnal started.
Okay.
And everybody was going up to Slam Fest.
Yeah.
So I think it was whatever, I think it was SIC at the time.
Yeah.
And they were
Remember
rolling.
them.
They were rolling deep. There had
That
to
was
be.
us. That was me.
There had to be. Good Lord.
30, 40?
Yeah, at least.
We were
at least.
We were
20.
mob deep for
Yeah,
sick
there
for a
was-
while.
There was a big group of them, and half of them I knew 90% of them, and they were all like, "Roll with us, roll this there," and they're all in mini trucks. I'm the only big body car, which isn't really a big body, but compared to mini trucks,
It's a big body.
it's a big body car. So we're all in a line, and somebody'd move over in the middle to block traffic, and one mini'd pull out, and he'd drag for like 15 seconds or whatever, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
My turn.
And then I'm like, we all kind of went through the rotation and we're driving up the interstate. We're all doing 70 mile an hour. And I'm like, should I do it? Should I do it? And I forgot who was riding passenger, but they were like, hell yeah. So I'm like, I'm at the back.
Bet.
I was the one who was actually blocking for the guy before me. And then I was like, my turn. So I just laid it down and hammered the gas. I moved over to the third lane just so I didn't throw sparks on any of their cars. And I'm passing them at 90 miles an hour laying frame. Just
Fucking full ice skating.
dragging it.
And your floors got hot.
And my pastor goes, bro, the floor's getting hot. You need to lift it up. And I'm like, it's good. And he's like, no, for real,
No,
it's getting
good,
hot.
baby. No, your carpet's smoking, baby.
And I put my hand down and I was like, oh shit. And I left. I didn't drag the rest of that night because I was like, I need my car to
That
cool.
frame is paper thin.
No, I cheated. I put one by one.
Oh, that's right. He put, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I put one by one hard wall steel
Yeah.
bolted to the frame as drag skis.
Nice.
One by one. He came up an inch just to put down.
Yeah, so
Like
I
that.
couldn't lay as low, but I could lay.
And everybody
lay
knows
till
in the mini truck
till
and in
clouds
the
came home.
in the
It's all
lowrider
about the
world,
sparks, baby.
it's all. But I'm saying, like in that world, it's all about inches. How low can you get it? And he was willing to go up 1 inch to just put people down.
Oh, nice.
That's
like
awesome, dude. I love hearing that story. It never gets
Yeah.
old.
All right. I think it's about time to wrap it up.
Yeah, man. Thanks everybody for bearing with an hour episode today. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.